So recently I've been getting a lot of comments on my tutorials and a lot of DMs on my Instagram of people talking about my sound selection when making beats. So that's why I'm making this dedicated video focusing on sound selection when making melodies and laying down drums. So I'm gonna start out by making the melody from scratch and explaining my thought process when laying down the melody and what VSTs and presets to use. And after that, we're gonna lay down some drums under the sample, man. So let's go right into it. All right, so I want this video to be as raw as possible. So my approach will be as raw as possible. So I got nothing planned out, just gonna be making a beat and explaining my thought process. Now, like I said, I'm gonna start out with the melody. But before we do that, of course, I want to set the BPM. Let's go for 167. Let's go for C sharp minor. And of course, right, I should start with the first melody. Sound selection is very important. But for me, with the first melody, it's not really too important. You feel me? Because I always like to start out with the piano and after that, change the VST. So it doesn't really matter. You can use FL keys. I just like using keyscape because I got it. So yeah, I'm gonna lay down a basic piano melody. And after that, we go really get into the sound selection with changing the preset. I'm gonna just see where it goes. Let the E come back right here. Let's change the root note, the second chord. Makes it sound emotional. Oh, that's hard. For the people who watch my videos regularly, I've talked about this in the past. Like, I like to sit right in the middle of an emotional and dark melody. So you were laying down a dark melody, but still got some emotion to it. You feel me? Because when making dark beats, I still miss some emotion most of the time. So that's why I like to sit right in the middle. Copy this over to add some low end. See how this sounds. Last thing I'm gonna do is randomize the velocities like this. Maybe lower the velocities a little bit. Something like that. So like I said, now we're gonna change the preset. Maybe we're gonna stick with keyscape. So let's go for acoustic pianos and find something else than the grand piano because I've been using this a lot. So let's switch it up a little bit. This preset is actually in mono. I don't really like using mono presets since it's very centered, so it's not as wide. I like my samples to be wide. We can make this work. Maybe pitch it up a little bit. Take these out. Well, that's hard. Let's play around with the velocities. Let's also hold Alt or Option and just drag some notes off the grid a little bit to make it sound a little bit more human. So I think I'm gonna stick with that and I'm gonna add a top melody to it. So I'm gonna create a new pattern. Let's clone this. The reason why I'm cloning it and not using the same pattern is so we can send it to two different mix tracks. Let's say we want to add a delay to the top line, but not the main melody. Keep it like that. Start by opening up an EQ on the main melody, high pass. Push some of the high mids, some of the lows. A little bit of compression. But like I said, it still sounds a little bit mono, so I want to get rid of that. How I'm gonna do that is maybe with a small delay. Very subtle. Like some open up for hollow vintage verb. And this vintage verb right here is really going to make it sound a lot wider. Something like this. Feel me? So it's not too mono anymore. To make it sound more vintage, I'm opening up RC20. With this RC20, you got this width knob right here. Also makes it sound a little bit wider. So next for the top melody. I can pretty much copy over the same EQ. Like I said, I'm gonna add a different delay to this one. The hollow vintage verb. Last thing I'm gonna do is pan the main melody to the main piano to the left. To kind of widen it a little bit. like that. It's pretty much it. So next up, I want to go for a vocal, and I think a good place to find high quality vocals is through Arcade or Splice. But Arcade, in my opinion, got really high quality vocal chops, and that's really important when it comes to sound selection. Like if you want high quality samples, you want to use high quality sounds. For vocal chops, you can use hooked or distant voices. I like distant voices, and I want something that matches the vibe of the melody. So kind of dark, but kind of emotional. Let's try this one. So I ended up with these three. Right now I'm gonna render them out and chop it up a little bit. Copy this over. Kind of fade these into each other. I'm gonna render it out too to keep it organized. And it's still kind of muddy, so I'm gonna definitely add some effects to it. It's very muddy in the low mids right here. So I'm gonna cut those out. Less muddy. Some compression. And the other side of sound selection is high quality effect plugins. For example, for some distortion, I'm gonna use this plugin from Sound Toys. This quality of this plugin is very high. I know it sounds good, so it's good to invest in some plugins, of course. Adds a little bit more high into it. Also add some little alter boy to it. Very subtle. So next I really want to add some more body to the sample. So I think some strings will sound good, and one of my favorite string plugins is SRX Strings. And in my opinion, SRX Strings is really the sound that I'm going for, since this plugin sounds really realistic. But if you want to go for something a little bit more unrealistic, I would use something like Nexus, for example. So I'm gonna build some chords to match with the melody. First I'm gonna copy over the root notes from the melody. That's beautiful. Copy over these middle notes, pitch them up an octave. Add some lower frequencies to it. Just pitch this up to D sharp. It's a little bit darker, you feel me? Makes it sound a little bit less emotional. Staying on the same note instead of going down to C sharp. Whew. And I know I'm using the first preset in the VST, but I just like the way how it sounds, so I'm gonna stick to it. Maybe pan this to the right. Boost some of the highs. Fast compression. So let's keep it very simple. Just add a reverb to it. To blend it in once again. Alright, so before we continue with the video, I'm gonna give y'all some free sauce, man, for the people who are still struggling with sound selection. And with that being said, man, I want to thank the Melody app for sponsoring today's video. They've sponsored many of my videos in the past, so y'all should know by now for the people who are subscribed to my channel. And as the name says, the Melody app is an application on your phone, which can really help out people who are still struggling with sound selection and making melodies and loops and samples, all that stuff. So I'm gonna dive right into it. Got the app pulled up right here. And after you made an account on the app and sign up and all that stuff, you get greeted with this filter menu right here. And basically what this app does is it gives you melodies right off the bat, high quality, industry ready melodies, which you can send to your PC easily through the app and can instantly use. So with the filter menu right here, you can select on instruments, vibes, or creators. Depends on what you're looking for. And right here in the creators menu, y'all see it, man. Like I don't even gotta explain nothing. And that's useful for the people who just want to use my loops when downloading the app, man. So you can select my name right here in creators. You can also select on vibes, dark, happy, soulful, hard, or instruments, guitar, key, flute, and then it will immediately play a melody. You can swipe left or right depending on if you like the loop or not. So let's say you don't like this one, you can swipe left. Let's say you like this one, swipe right. And when you come across a sample or loop that you want to use, you can swipe up and it will send it directly to your email, instant delivery. So I really advise y'all to check out the Melody app after watching this video. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Let's get back to it. Next, still want it to sound a little bit fuller. So I think I'm gonna give a response on the left side. Since we pan the strings to the right to enhance the stereo image, you of course want a response on the left side. Otherwise it's kind of panned to the right, like the whole melody is kind of focusing on the right side. And to stick to the theme that I'm going for with this sample, I want to use some real life instruments. Since we're already using a piano and some strings, it will make sense to use a brass, you feel me? Let's use SRX brass. Never used it before. Let's see, you know what, let's just copy over the chords that we laid down. Just keep it very simple, and let's actually add some low into the sample. So I'm gonna pitch this down an octave Check out these bottom notes. I really want some heavy brass to really fill up the low end, since we're still missing some in the sample. Yo, let's not use SRX brass, man. Let's go for Nexus. Let's actually cut these notes out and just stick to the root notes. Yeah. So it's a lot better. Cut it to the left. Yeah, that's hard. Some small reverb. Let's go for this preset. Yeah. It's perfect. Alright, lastly, I'm gonna add like one more counter melody to it and then get into the drums, man. So find another sound. Let's go for omnisphere. Alright, so copied over the chords that we laid down. Turn them into short stabs. I'm gonna change the preset though. That's all. Ooh. Yo, I'm gonna put a ping pong delay on it. Let's also pan it from left to right using shaper box. I tried reversing this vocal chop, bro. Bro, that's way harder. Alright, so let's actually lay down some drums under the sample. And I'd say drum sound selection is damn near as important as sound selection when it comes to the melody. Of course, you want to make sure that you're using the highest possible quality drum samples, and what better way than to use my drum kits, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be using my Heaven drum kit and my Rook Season drum kit when laying down the drums. All the drum samples I'm going to be using came from these drum kits. And both of these kits got everything in it to lay down hard drums. Got 808s, bonus loops, claps, effects, hi-hats, even included some FL Studio themes in it. So if you're looking for some high quality drum samples, man, first link down in the description. Let's get it. I'm going to start out with the basic two-step hi-hat pattern. There's this one right here, basic two-step. And a snare. Go for this one right here. Use this clap. Use this snare right here. Pitch it down a little bit. That more bounce to it, you feel me? Another counter snare. Set a little counter snare or a snare roll at the end. But this pattern crazy, bro. Set a crash to it. Enhances the impact a little bit. Every 4 bars. Well, I've never done that before, but that's hard. Just add some reverb to that later on. If a drum selection is not too hard, you feel me? Like, as long as you're using high quality drum samples, it's not like the sound selection is not as important as it is for the melody. Of course, it's still important, but not as important as the melody. last thing I'm gonna do is spice up the hi-hats a little bit. So add some bros to the hi-hats. Set some reverb on the drums. That's pretty much it. So after watching this video, man, I hope y'all improved your sound selection just a little bit. You feel me? And for the people who made it to this part of the video, I really want to thank y'all for watching the video all the way to the end. If you got any future video ideas or things you want to see me do on the channel, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. I read every single comment. And if you like the drum sounds that I used, make sure to go check out my drum kits. I have them linked down, the first link down in the description. And that's pretty much all I got for today's video, man. So I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Stay safe, man.